stopped. I think you had to submit like a request during like a given
Yeah, you
period
did.
a while back, and now they stopped caring. So even Mac Meller, the guy who's coming on a little bit later, doesn't have a premium membership or whatever, even though he is easily one of the best players in North America and significantly better than I will ever be. He's like number 4 right now or something, maybe higher.
Okay, what I'm also doing, for those that care to know, is that I am importing all the games into my own library on ISC, so my game library. So if you ever want to see the games, they'll all be there. I don't know if we'll get access to the other US versus UK ISC handle, but until then.
Who is the Hyacinth? Do you know?
That should be Mina Lee.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed. I am not friends with Mina on Facebook, but hopefully I can find it somewhere.
So now that we're waiting between games, we should probably talk about Taxi Men and versus Axemen.
Oh, it is pronounced with 2 S's. I did not know that. I mispronounce a lot of things in life, so I apologize. Yes, I know who you are, Mina. I did not know your username, so it's good to meet you. And Harvard University. Wow, I wish I could put something like that on my
Okay,
list.
so are you able to go back through your Quackle and see whether
Yeah.
Taxi Man sims best or not?
Yeah, so I will put a couple of different plays on here. I'll put I'll put 5 plays on there. I'll put Taxi Men, I'll put EX, I will put XI, Axemen, which people seem to like, and then I'll put Exam just to put a 5th option. I'm not the best Quackle user in the world, but I'll do a 2-ply simulation. And it's looking like EX is taking the sim, not by much.
That's just weird.
I'm not sure if, I don't know leave utility here, but so let's see what Benji says. Benji says something in the Twitch. Plays Taxi Man because Collins is high scoring and he didn't feel bad about opening stuff up rather than one scoring spot, and that does make sense. It does leave that because there is that T open for double doubles, which actually ended up getting used for more than the T in Taxi Man. Maybe Quackle thinks that that area is more worth blocking. The sim is saying that it is almost dead even with EX, and Axeman is creeping up, but Taxi Man wins by about 1%. And then the details box says after Taxi Man, their opponent averages about 6-7 points higher, which I guess kind of makes sense, and it's the lowest with EX. The score without standard deviation is like 45, 46 for Axeman, Exam, and XI. Taxi Man puts it at 50, which is kind of high, and then EX is 42.
See, that's more than I could ever talk about with Quackle.
I know that there's a lot of people who use Quackle a lot better than I do, but for my purposes, that gives me some information that I need, so I'm gonna run with it. And
Yeah.
it's very close with Taxi Man, EX, and Axeman. Those are the 3 runaway plays. Everything else kind of sims a little bit lower. I probably still would have Axeman, but I don't know how Colin's strategy varies. And Mac Meller has just gotten on ISC, the big boy in the house, studying at Columbia University in New York. So we will welcome him, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the next game is pretty much imminent. It's up to the players. It will be, as you guys see on your screen, it will be Lewis, Mackay, and Quinn James. So,
And as Lord Live God, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, points out, that's a good point which I did not consider. When Lewis played Weave, it kind of does imply that he does not have the J, so that's a good point to go for that. Because it's kind of an important scoring tile, but at the same time, Benji had a lot of continents to work through, so maybe not the first priority that he thought of, and he was getting low on time, I think, if I remember. How many people do we have? We have 38 people on Twitch. Oh my goodness.
Really, I count 45, 43.
Well, you're probably looking at it differently than I am.
Yeah, also Moobot's not working, which really sucks, because I was looking forward to using Moobot.
You should make me a moderator.
You want to be modded.
I don't care. So, let's see. Benji notes that that's why he plays 3 tiles with fork rather than...
Something like
I didn't know VOM was a word. I don't know my Collins 3s. This is really bad, though. So yeah.
You could vom in Collins.
I didn't know that. So yeah, we're just waiting for Quinn and Lewis to start, whatever that will happen. I'm gonna have some more of my...
Of your whatnots.
I got a smoothie this morning from my favorite place. I live an hour away for college, 5 minutes away, so whenever I come back, I make sure I stop at this.
Oh, here we go. They're off.
They are going.
They're off.
So Lewis is going first, and I'm guessing browier is not a word.
I'd like to know if browier is a word.
Well,
to have your eyebrows more browier than someone else's.
So
we just make up words now.
I mean, that's what most people do. That's what I do every game.
Yeah.
I actually am very against phoning in general. I try to avoid it as much as I can. So, I see Bower, obviously. Brow. And then Quackle shows me Aurier, which I did not know. And Bowie, like David Bowie, which I did not know either.
Yeah, it depends how you're pronouncing David Bowie, but yeah. Or Bowie.
Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. My pronunciation has been historically known to be
I think it's
off,
in the UK it's always been David Bowie, and then in the US it's been David Bowie.
We do everything weird.
You do more than just everything weird. But anyway, Lewis has, being the verti he is, it's opened vertically.
Yeah, represent the vertes like me. So.
Oh yeah, so I've just been... So yeah, I will alter my preferences. There we go.
I mean, I obviously see AWA, but gives up a lot of points. If Lewis had the J, that would be a bad way to get things going.
No, we're getting a lot of FAA hour in the chat, like... Yeah, I'm sorry
FAA.
guys, I just like having my racks random, because alphabetical is just way too ordered for my chaotic mind.
I do everything alphabetical. I can't do anything. I rarely ever shuffle my tiles on my rack just because I like everything in one order.
Yeah, and my order is random.
I think that's just kind of how I process things a little bit better, even if it's like a lot of.
So guessing FAA
yes.
there, like
I didn't know FAA was a word.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, the suggestions of hour, like hour, is just way too aggressive for me.
Wawa.
Wawa.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, hour takes a W in front. Interesting though, it's played there instead of on the other side.
That is...
Like this one is way more aggressive, and yeah, like Benji has said, you know, Collins is a lot more easy to score with. You'll see higher average scores, so open boards are typically more easy to score with, but it's still possible to play super ultra defensive. You just gotta know how.
That seems kind of counterintuitive to me, keeping, what was it, AEOF? But
yeah,
I'm sure that was done intentionally. For
well, it's
reasons
not like
I made.
much better could have been done, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, correctly passing up AWA. I don't think anybody sane would play that.
Yeah, there's discussion in Twitch chat over whether Our is better than FAA, and Our, like Craig Beavers has said, just gives away a lot of unintentional points, and it's not just unreturned points away. It's really easy points. So sometimes when I make a play, I have to consider, right, how easy is it for my opponent to get 30 points off of this play? And if all they need is like a Y or whatever, like just any combination of letters, like a couple of high scoring ones, they can easily score 30 on. I don't want to do that unless there's either no other option or that's by far the best play. Oh, and look, Lewis has played Cyboria.
Yeah, and that is, so if I'm pronouncing it right, Kikik Tarjwak. The Inuit himself, Mac Meller, is in the Twitch chat now, and that is what he suggested, which seems good. Keep the Y. I mean, maybe not the best leave in TWL, but scoring is good here, and that does address the opening of the double A that Quinn created.
Yeah. Ys are actually pretty good in Collins. They are pretty great for scoring with. They're not great for bonuses, but they are great for scoring.
Right, and
So,
I think from my perspective at least, kind of like Words with Friends in that scoring matters a lot more than Bingo In does. And yes, oh my goodness, I pronounced that right. And I know how to spell it now because Mac has gotten on my case when I don't spell the last 4 letters correctly. So, I'm not sure. I mean, we have Jade on row C. That's not
you'd be better off playing Judd.
I didn't know that. I don't know my 3s. This is so frustrating.
Don't worry. I'll help you along.
Maybe Euronils. That's not a word, but it's good with an A. But so there's that Y with Bowery, as several people have suggested.
I mean, the rank is otherwise good except for the Y, really, and the U, and the many and like loads of other factors that just make it horrible. But yeah, definitely the priority is to get rid of the Y and the U. And then whatever else.
Cesar is insisting that the Y is the best tile, just like the G is the best tile in TWL.
Yeah, I mean, as a player who typically will average like 1.5 bonuses a game, which is extremely low, by the way. For a player that plays in the top division, 1.5 bonuses is like absolutely terrible to be averaging. But the kind of player I am, I can score really heavily with all my other plays. So, like, even if I'm not getting 2-3 bonuses a game, I can score like 30s and 40s pretty consistently with what I pick up. So, Ys for me are really good because the board is often really friendly to Ys. And look, Muzzy is suggesting he played Yorn. Yern, however we're pronouncing it. But
Quackle is actually telling me that there's not a lot of plays that use Bowery effectively or keep the Y. I mean, at least when I generate choices, there are not a lot of suggestions.
Oh, poor Benji said he didn't know Judd either.
Well,
you've learned a word for your next game.
There you go. So, I mean, he probably wants to keep the Bower hooks alive. Yeah, he's probably not gonna... Yes, Mac, Wawaz is good. And the top play suggested is Noyao's, which is not good in TWL. Noyau is good, but in TWL it only takes an X at the end, and in Collins it looks like it takes an S. It's not necessarily the best play, though, because it opens a triple-triple, and it gets rid of both of his hooks for Bowery, which he likely will not want to do.
Yeah, and some of the people on IC have just noticed I've just answered a question in the Helpers channel as well. So yeah, I've got 3 devices open, keeping an eye on Twitch chat, I've got Zarf open, I've got ISC open, I'm streaming, and I've just reminded someone what a square dot on the seat graph means.
Yes, she is doing ISC help.
So yeah.
I didn't know Noyao took an S, but that's because it doesn't normally when I play. So he opted for Royal, keeping the S for Bowers. Good suggestion. I didn't think of Judy just because I got thrown off because of Judd. But it looks like
so Lewis plays Royal.
Very aggressive. I mean, I'm not used to seeing that because, I mean, we usually wouldn't see that in a TWL game, but I guess here it's just much more common than I'm used to, so I'm not used to looking at triple triples being open like that. I mean, we've already seen two so far today in 2 games only, 1.5 games even, so.
Yeah. I mean, you will see triple triples opened, but usually not for that few points.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you can make a inference after Judd, but I mean, if that were somehow acceptable in TWL, I would maybe assume that my opponent's keeping good letters, but what do I know? And there's a blank that's come out of the bag, so we'll almost definitely be seeing a bingo here.
Yeah, and the first word I see when I stare at that rack is astuteness. Just because, like, I don't know, I just see really long words sometimes. It's not even a word, but there we go. I'm seeing phony words that are longer than that are at all possible. Yeah.
Several explicit or obscene phonies we could play with this rack, but I see an estrus.
I see funsters.
Funsters is a word. Funfests, I think.
Funfest sounds awesome. I could do with one of those right now.
I'm gonna check. Yes, that is good in TWL, like I thought. And then I'll just ask Quackle now. And it looks like we found the 3 highest scored ones. Some good teamwork there.
Yeah, that's more than I could have ever thought of. Usually.
I mean, I've studied lots and lots of bingos. At the beginning of this year, I embarked on a mission to learn like a lot of bingos, and starting in like spring break, I started making a list of every single bingo I've ever missed, like on Aerolith or Ziziva or in real games, and I've studied that list heavily, so I think it's paying off now. So yes, as people have pointed out, Solanum is likely going to come down, and there is an anagram which I did not know because it is only.
Ola has whispered after he messaged me accidentally a mistel. Monals. Manals.
I didn't know that.
I don't even think I'm pronouncing it properly.
I don't know. But yes, that went down pretty quickly. The Monals did score 1 point more, but this is much more defensive, which is good. I mean, I'm sure that's likely, even if Monals was good, I'm sure that's what we would see in TWL to keep the board a little bit more controlled. Good play. Now we have the opposite problem. We have a lot of consonants on this rack, and there's no I for figment or anything like that.
Yeah, these are the kind of racks that you typically get after a bonus. They're just imbalanced and...
But if you're me playing a 3-minute game on ISE, you draw like 5 bingos a game, and you don't have to worry about it.
Lucky you.
So, I mean, there's dumps like Nutmeg or Magnet. I mean, I don't know how good FT is. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of scoring options with those 2 letters, but what do I know?
But, you know, they go well-ish together.
Right.
You know, as well as any 4-point tile could go with.
Quackle is suggesting just take points. That's not necessarily a good idea, though. It's suggesting G7FEME, which keeps Cesar's approved leave of GNTT. I mean, I think that leaves gains like 50 equity points just because of that.
So if I'm going to define monals,
there we go.
Any of various large pheasants of India. Gotta love those Indian pheasants.
I'm sure Mac would know what that is because Mac is an expert. I know Mac is an expert with bird.
Is Mac an expert with sidewinders?
I don't know what that is.
They're snakes. Desert snakes.
Then no. Maybe not. Maybe he'll surprise me. He knows a lot of things I don't know. So the X has come out, and there's not really a lot of like great scoring spots. Like there's no triple letter scores or anything, but we see several like parallel plays with Solanum. We have like I don't know, box, obviously.
I think it's
Pop.
just parallel plays, really. Oh,
Well,
no, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, and as somebody says inbox, which I just saw.
No, through the N, it just doesn't fit, does it? Paint box.
Oh, paint box, yeah.
Maybe we could have like Royal Paint Box, and then WoW app. That would be fun. Royal Paint Box.
Royal paint box. Is that good in Collins?
Probably. We say Collins has crazy words in it. It probably has that.
Muzjik says he does not like inbox, and I mean, there's the J is gone, so there isn't that worry.
You worried about the Z? And yes,
ZO.
yes,
I forgot
the Himalayan cow yak thingy. You need to be worried about those, especially if they come like running towards you at 20 miles an hour.
I'm just not used to thinking about stuff like that. But yes, there we go with box.
That's really defensive as well, and maybe Quinn is just slightly more confident as well on a tight board.
Yeah, I know. One of my good friends, Sid Morali in the United States, would definitely approve of this because he prefers playing on closed boards.
As do I as well. I think it takes a really special kind of Scrabbler to be able to play on a tight board, and I find that many of the higher rated UK players tend to like struggle on tighter boards.
I was talking to him about this. I think a lot of that is because like more people are confident like learning words because memorization comes a little bit more naturally, so you want to make the board more conducive to showcase that strength of yours.
But not to me, I'm just evil.
People who have better strategy and usually can see plays a little bit better, they usually prefer closed boards, and I have a lot of respect for people like that who can do that consistently. And here we see Lewis opening the board. He didn't have that many other options, but he needed to
play tiles and get some vowels, basically.
Yes, he had a lot of weird letters, and Quinn has both P's. I don't know if there's there's Palpy, but that's not great. Pip.
You can have Pipit.
I didn't know Paxiubo was a word.
A what?
Somebody said that in the Twitch chat. I didn't know that.
Where is this? Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Anti-pipe. Is that a word?
I haven't tried.
I'm checking TW.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay. Good.
Anti-pipe. Is that like anti-drugs or something?
We'll also notice that Lewis is getting kind of low on time here. He only has 5 minutes out of his 15 left, so we may see him pick up the pace soon. Excuse me.
Yeah, Phil Robertshaw is liking Palpy.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, TIN is kind of iffy since there's not a lot of vowels to play through, but there's a number of ones you can still draw. If I look at the pool here, you have 9, 14, 17, 18. It's about split, so 18 vowels, 16 consonants, and a blank. So maybe it's actually not that bad. For some reason, I thought there were more consonants, but I think that's because I noticed the 3 G's unseen. And sometimes duplicates mess with my head. Yes, an anti-pope is good, as somebody just noted. Anti-pun.
Oh, that sounds like a Benji hater.
Yes, somebody just mentioned Benji in that. I wish I was better at puns. So I'm not sure what we'll see here. So there's Pip, there's Palpy. I'm sure we'll see one of those two. Somebody whispers Pit. It does open up a new bingo lane, but I don't know how often.
Peas aren't the best.
I don't know how often that hits a bingo. We do see Palpy come down, and it looks like Lewis has gotten himself into more trouble unintentionally just because of his draw. Not great.
There's not much you could. Oh, ooh. So, Lewis quickly plays Nor and Joram, which is a really great board vision play.
That dumps a lot of things. And there's a good rack here. I'm not sure if we have a playable bingo. I mean, there's obviously a number of other things.
I feel disdain.
Like disdain and adenitis, such.
And dainties.
Yeah.
Obviously. I think dainties are cakes, and I kind of want cakes right now.
I would like.
I'm really hungry, and I can't. Nobody else is here. Nobody is here to bring me cake.
Well,
damn.
I unfortunately live a couple thousand miles away from you, so I can't help with that. But I would love some cake right now too. I am hungry.
Just got to make sure there's no chocolate in it.
Yes, I can't have chocolate or I get sick. It's a weird thing. So Tinny, it is a very good find. It's a good scoring play here. But Lewis is just ugh.
Yeah, I mean now he's got V and U on his rack. And
G's, I mean no matter how much CSR likes G's, this rack is not.
Well, in college you have VU double G.
Well, we have that here.
VU single G.
We have that in TWL, but I mean...
It just doesn't go on this board.
You could do K13 Vug, which you see.
Yeah.
But there's a blank. We're gonna probably see this game get taken away very soon.
Where is it getting taken away to?
I feel like there's gotta be a bingo in that, right?
It's only 1-7.
Really?
Yeah. You should work
Even
it
in
out.
Collins, there's only one bingo, and I didn't even know it. That is very surprising.
Yeah, you not knowing a bingo. What's wrong with you, Avery?
It's a Collins bingo. I get some slack there. I think I only know like one Collins bingo, and it's ETAERIO.
Oh yeah.
You
mean you don't even know? What is it?
Aileron?
Aileron? Is that?
That's TWL.
Wait, one of them is. Is it Allurion? Allurion must be. The hash.
Yes, I did not know Eldarion. I didn't know that. I was on Aerolith recently, and I did the Collins blank bingos recently, like a week or so ago, and I got like 73%, and I only got one Collins bingo. And I missed like a lot of TWL bingos too. So I'm really good at Collins.
So Mr. Braden having some fun, saying the first thing he saw was atavistic.
We are very close to atavist, and I'm kind of surprised Trivia's isn't good. I guess. Yeah,
the singular is trivium.
Right.
Trivia would already be, and I mean that just seems weird to me as well, because, you know, like media is a noun as well, so media will take an S. Right. So you think trivia should as well.
We're getting low on time here, so I imagine we're going to see the rest of this game happen kind of fast.
Oh,
immediate challenge. That didn't even take that long. So now Lewis has to play very differently because he knows that Quinn has the final S and blank. So things are going to get very complicated here for him.
Yeah, Lewis may also be able to work out that Quinn doesn't have a playable bonus.
Right. He probably will, and he may...
Harshan likes the idea of playing Pit and Tid. I'm not sure Twitch chat... So what that would do, I think Pit might take an A, though.
It does.
It does.
Does.
It would create an almost unblockable bonus lane. Almost. Just like that much. It would be blockable. But it creates, like, lanes.
There are some hooks, but as it would turn out, Lewis has none of them.
Yeah. And as Phil mentions, it's one of those that you think could be good. Have you heard that glitched is not valid yet.
Yeah,
That's what I hate. I hate that glitch isn't a verb yet. Like,
yeah.
I would beat up a dictionary to get that in. Like, it's just maddening.
I would instantly challenge trivias and glitched, even though I believe that they should both still be words. So
glitched is like, it's like slang for like, oh, my technology glitched. I used it all the time when I was like a teenager playing Mario Kart, beating up boys. I
still play Mario Kart. You know that.
Yeah, I used to beat everyone at Mario Kart. They used to hate playing me. They used to basically hate playing me at all, because I was just that good at everything.
We might see a Genge here. I mean, if he correctly deduces that Quinn does not have a bingo, then.
Also, how would he block the bingo? That's the thing.
There's not really a good way to like prevent it from coming down.
And anything that you do play like this would give something else back potentially.
PIR. I did not know that was a word.
Yeah.
That does take an S though, but it also takes an L and an N, and he did keep an N, so he's probably setting up his N so that he can block it, and he knows that.
And naivist won't go down. Maybe he's seen that.
He probably has. I mean, I can imagine he would have seen that.
Yeah, Craig, I've had glitch challenged off as well. I even wanted it re-challenged because I thought the dictionary was broken. And the dictionary still is broken, in all honesty.
Yes, I didn't think of Ridge. That's not a play I would think of, but it's a good find. So there's some scoring with Vitas keeping the blank. This is gonna get really close. And
yeah, interestingly though, Vitas does open out a Q spot for 60, and
right, that is kind of interesting. But
yeah, especially as Lewis would know she doesn't have the Q, and maybe from Lewis's play he also wouldn't have the Q.
See, she just drew QI, so that's interesting. I wonder.
Well, she just drew the Q. She already had the I.
Well, I know that, but she has it now. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. But okay, QIN. I do know that word. I wouldn't see it.
Yay! Oh look, we're super close to Roentgen. 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 And in case you're wondering, no, I haven't studied. Yes, I have read the periodic table. Like an absolute nerd, I've read the periodic table.
Oh my. This board is a mess.
Yeah, but you know what, Phil? This is my kind of board. This is the board I love, because when I watch the body language of my opponents, they're like head in hands, absolutely pissed off with the fact that they cannot play how they want to. And that's just so much fun, because there's an extra element of edge that you get pissing off your opponent. I just love it. Of course, I don't really play anymore, but I love that aspect of it.
I wonder if we're even going to see a bingo come down. I mean, there's only one great place to do it, and it's like row H.
Yeah.
And
even in agent noun bonuses or IER ending bonuses, it's not the best. And really, Quinn knows she has the edge with the blank anyway, hopefully. Oh, nowhere for Chiliad. Oh, we need more chili in
so she's opening it with Chia.
I wouldn't really consider that opening it.
Yeah, I mean, there's more lanes.
Slightly more lanes, but not necessarily opening
I mean, they're both very low on time, so...
Yeah, there's no time to think.
To it.
Oh, so close to greenery as well. We need more trees. Need to be eco-friendly Scrabble players.
I may have considered, I mean, I don't know, but you gotta go for an E. I mean, I feel like that's your best way to get back into it, so I may have done, like, Ridged. I don't know. I mean, you gotta get that somehow. Take up the cheap video hook and chased and stuff.
Yeah.
Eggery, which I did not know.
Yeah, I just looked up Eggery.
And Idolizer is going to come down and knock it.
Boom.
And there we see it. That is one way to finish a game.
Yeah, 96.
Congratulations to Quinn for laying that down. So it was much closer than that score indicates, but that was a very hard fought game by both of them. And I mean, I saw some good plays like Eggery, which I didn't know, and Ridge to set up things that I didn't know, but that's good stuff. I definitely didn't know a lot of that stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, great learning and great game.
I mean,
I love these games. These games are just so exciting. I wish I could see their faces as well, just like the anger of a closed board.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I have a fidget spinner, by the way.
I'm proud of you.
I know. So...
I would never touch one of those.
Yeah, come on, Benji. You can come
Yeah,
on.
and Mac can get on too. We'll switch up the commentators. I'm
You can have,
around
like-
all day. I was planning on staying for as many games as you guys were willing to have me for, so I will be here. And then, actually, tonight I'm playing Mario Kart with a friend, an old friend from high school. We're playing over Skype. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, Mac, you don't have me yet on Skype, so you will need to add me.
I think he said he added you last
Yeah,
night.
well, that's a lie, because I haven't seen any notifications.
Your
on-
Skype was weird when you were adding me too. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, but either way, Mac doesn't have me. Hey, Benji! Come on, Benji.
Hello.
Yay!
Hi.
We found you!
Yep, I'm here now. Okay, so I'll get ready for the next game. I guess I'll have to close the stream out and just follow on ISC.
Yeah, you don't need to follow the stream.
How do I add somebody? I mean, I have Mac as a contact. I can just add him, can't I?
Yeah, but I can't add Mac. I'd have to go the long way around.
Well, what if I found a way to add him to this? I mean, since you added Benji, we kind of have like a group now, so we can add Mac to this, can't we?
Maybe,
Yeah.
you could try.
Um,
We're gonna try some random...
Technology illiterate person.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, Harshawn is playing Quinn next, yes?
Yes.
I will check your list. I